The film Dune has been recently released at the cinema, obviously following on from the 70s, 80s adaptation that came before it. I didn't really enjoy the current adaptation version that's just been released, but what are my thoughts? Why do I actually think it's so terrible? Let's jump into it. I know that I'm a film buff, and I know that I spend way too much time at the cinema. I'm constantly there, constantly watching every single film, the most up to date, and I do want to apologise for such a bad trim. I just haven't had time to go and get it cut. That's an apology out of the way. But minus that, I've literally seen the film Dune. This review may not come out ASAP. It may come out the following week, just the way that scheduling's working at the moment. But I didn't enjoy it. It didn't give me that sort of buzz that a normal film does. And I thought with a sci-fi film, and the fact that I love sci-fi films, that it would really be my sort of taste. But it didn't tick those boxes and didn't appeal to me in the way that I thought it would. You've got a fantastic sort of cast with people that have appeared in Interstellar before, and you also have people that create fantastical musical scores like Hans Zimmer. And I thought these would work together and kind of complement each other and really form a sort of narrative that I would really be sort of intertwined and connected with. But I just sat there and I was like, wow, that's 2.5 hours of my time wasted. Absolutely awful. I know it's a sci-fi film, and I know people are going to like it, and critics are really rating it quite highly with 80+% on Metacritic and IMDb. But I just didn't feel the buzz. I didn't really understand what was making people want to see this film. It just isn't great. When I went in to watch it as well, I decided to see it in the iSense version at the Odeon Cinema in Bournemouth. And to be honest, it didn't really quantify paying such an extortionate amount of money. Paying that extra amount of money, I am going to make a video about this soon. That's going to come out. So if you do want to see that, please hit like, subscribe, stay up to date, and you will see that. That's coming very soon. But even with the sort of extra experience, I didn't enjoy it. The plot follows this guy that is part of a sort of household. It's similar to like the sort of Star Wars sort of mythology in some ways. Kind of not, but I don't even know why I made that sort of assumption. And he is following his dad, and they're going down to this planet to mine spice, which is basically like a sort of sandy substance. And they are facing sort of kickback from the people that previously owned the land that want to reclaim it. But they want the house that's gone down there to take over is now wanting to work with the locals. And it's sort of that story following on, working through the process, and seeing the sort of fights that end up taking place between the various groups. As you can see behind me, Josh Brolin appears in the film. But when he dies, it's just silly. It's ridiculous. He just vanishes. And I didn't think that was worth the sort of death as well. I didn't really see the point in like including him and then just killing him off straight away. What I really want to turn to is the sort of actually how it's centered and how it's phrased. When you sit in a cinema and you go to watch a film, you're like, oh, it's Dune. This is going to be a good film. And it pops up at the start and it goes, Dune, part 1. And instantly from then I was like, oh, bumhole. I know that the end of the film is going to be a cliffhanger that's going to break onto a part 2. And that's basically what happened. At the end of the film, he joins the locals, and then it just kind of fades out and ends. Wow. How boring. How silly was an ending like that? Wasn't really worth my time. And for that reason, I'm not going to suggest seeing Dune. I really disliked it, didn't think it was a great film, and I wouldn't waste any amount of money going to see it. Try and watch another one of the films. There'll be a playlist up here for my reviews and stuff. Please look at that before watching them. Fingers crossed they don't spoil any of the films. It depends which review you're seeing. That has been all for today's video. If you like these videos, please hit like, hit subscribe to stay up with more content, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much for watching. See ya.